What's up, beautiful creatures? Don't worry, I am not nude. To start off this Mystique look, I'm mixing a tiny bit of black body paint with a teal one to get a darker blue shade. I sadly don't own the royal blue body paint that Mystique's skin tone is, but that's alright. I'm going to improvise with some eyeshadows later on. So I just apply that mix of paint to my entire face. Also, be careful of your hairline. You only want your skin to be blue, not your hair. You can also go over your eyebrows since hers are blue and quite faint. Don't forget the ears and any nose crevices you may have. I'm doing a mix between the older 2000 version of Mystique with the newer version played by none other than Jennifer Lawrence. If I were to do this all over again, I would definitely use the royal blue body paint. It would make everything so much quicker. Once you're done painting your face and looking like a very hot Smurf, go ahead and paint your neck and chest area. I then took a lighter blue, basically just the teal shade, and highlighted my collarbones and such to make them stand out just a tad bit more. Don't forget to take a second to laugh at how weird you'd look as a blue man group member. I'm then taking a more vibrant blue eyeshadow and dusting that over my eyelids to give a bit more definition. The main thing you want to do with this look is to make sure you're not all just one shade of blue. Add highlights and contours to add depth to the character. Then, I took a darker blue shade and a blush brush and began adding that to my cheekbone area. I swapped that brush out for a small one to be able to get a more precise application. Don't forget to add definition to your temples and jawline too. And then I also ran some blue contour down the sides of my nose. I painted my lips a slight darker blue than the rest of my face, then patted some blue eyeshadow on top of that. I added a little bit more contour to my collarbone area and had a little dance apparently. Since Mystique definitely has a very defined widow's peak, and I do not, I went in with some red body paint and added that in. Looking hot. I decided my cheekbones weren't dark enough, so I went in with an even darker navy blue. Sorry that the next few clips are a little bit blurry, but I just lined my eyes and did a slight cat eye. Today I'm using my favorite liquid latex by Graftobian, pouring that into a tiny little dish, which is actually the lid of my body paint, dipping the end of a paintbrush into that and putting that on my face. I used reference pictures as I did this. Mainly I focused on the 2000 version of Mystique for this part. Usually you know when latex dries when it turns yellow, but since I am blue currently, it's gonna turn a lighter blue. Avoid your baby hairs the best you can, and you should be golden. A trick to make her marks? Scales? I don't really know what they are exactly, but let's call them scales. But a trick to make them look more three-dimensional is to concentrate more latex on the ends of each scale, more so on the bulbs of them. Focus that camera. Don't forget to add scales to her chest as well. You can even make them a bit bigger than I did here. Then go in with your second layer of latex, if you wish, to build them up even more. While I waited for that to dry, I swiped on a few layers of mascara. Then, taking a new mix of blue and a small amount of black body paint, I added that on top of the scales to make them less shiny. I outlined each and every one of them with black body paint using a tiny brush, but only on one side of the scale. This is definitely the most time-consuming part of the whole look. Be patient. On the opposite side, I added a highlight using white body paint. Darkened up my lips a little bit with a navy blue eyeshadow, pop in some yellow contacts, and that's it. You're now Mystique.